You have probably seen the police arriving at the scene of crime with a sniffer dog. Many times, this dog leads its handler to a certain person or place, using its senses to follow a scent that was at the scene of crime. How exactly the dog is able to do this is a question that led NTV to visit the Police Canine Breeding and Training Unit in Zambia. Here, they first train policemen on how to handle the dogs. But why use dogs and not humans, or for that matter, any other animal?
Dogs, in comparison to people can be bribed. They can be offered money to turn the other way, as well as the fact that their senses, both smell, sight and hearing-wise, is far superior to most animals and as well as people.
The dogs commonly used by police are exotic breeds like German Shepherds, Springer Spaniels and Bloodhounds. The local breeds, according to police, cannot handle these sensitive situations.
So when the breeders are breeding dogs and selecting dogs for working, they are looking at what we call the drive of the dogs to work. So our local dogs, as working dogs, we don't know their courage and stability, we don't know their drive.
The dogs are trained in 5 different fields, which are tracking criminals, searching for explosives, narcotics and ivory. The most recent is in searching and rescuing victims of disasters like mudslides.
We have German Shepherds trained in tracking, others trained in sniffing narcotics, others in explosives. Our bloodhounds, they are known world over to be very excellent in detecting scent and following tracks. Springer Spaniels are good at substance detection.
Some of these dogs are now used at battlefronts like UPDF soldiers searching for coin in Central African Republic recently demonstrated. And they have specialized training for the different tasks they are assigned. With the increase in poaching elephants for their tasks, police recently started training its dogs to search for ivory.
Here is a piece of ivory that I'm going to place in one of these pipes and find out if the dog will be able to detect.
Once the handler fits the dog with this harness, it is a signal to start working. The training involves changing the position of what the dog is looking for to test its ability to detect the object and signal its handler.
After the job well done, I'm supposed to toss this to the dog and it has, oh yeah, good job.
The dogs are trained to signal in different ways depending on what they're searching for.
When they discover narcotics, they indicate by scratching or biting on the bag. Explosive dogs are not supposed to scratch or bite or tamper with the container or the bag.
On rare occasions, these dogs could make mistakes, such as landing on the wrong person or bag, especially in the instances where there are many scents and strong winds.
That's why we usually tell the public that whenever there is a crime being committed, try to minimize human activity. Investigations of the dog, the evidence of the dog itself is not very conclusive. Even when you have been identified by the dog, we still depend on other scientific methods to actually confirm.
Training runs for 3 hours every day. The dog is fed depending on the amount of work it does. Police say they spend at least 10,000 shillings on each dog per day. Uganda Police Force now has 51 canine units in different districts. They previously imported the dogs, but since 2010, they have been breeding and training the dogs themselves. Gertrude Tumusime with Kwade, NTV.